Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. I want to talk about Canelo's trainer. His back and claims that Canelo fight was fixed. So I guess he must have said he must getting tired of it, because he was quiet at first. Eric Morales said something about it, and now maybe other people saying something about it, which I believe they are, because that fight didn't live up to what they thought it was But Eddie Reynoso, head trainer of Mexican superstar Saul Canelo Alvarez, has hit back at the recent claims that his boxer big win over Sugar Kovalev was a fix. Earlier this month at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Canelo moved up by a two-weight division to capture the WBO light heavyweight title with an 11th round knockout of Kovalev. It was a video that has since surfaced on social media where Kovalev made several controversial statements about he lost to Canelo. In the video, Kovalev claimed that the 36-years old he was physically exhausted after back-to-back training camps that were too close to each other. Kovalev has a grueling win over Anthony Yarde on August 24th, and it didn't take long before he returned to training camp to prepare for Canelo on November 2nd. Because of this factor, Kovalev admitted that he had doubts about his ability to win the fight, but he went forward with the bout because it presented a very lucrative payday. Kovalev reportedly earned a $12 million guaranteed. Due to Kovalev's statement, rumors have begun to run around with allegations that Kovalev handlers paid Kovalev to take a dive, or that Kovalev had little to no motivation to actually win the contest. Reynoso is not taking these allegations lightly. First of all, I want to classify. First, this is Canelo Alvarez trainer saying Eddie Reynoso. First of all, I want to clarify as a coach and manager of Saul Canelo Alvarez that we do not dehydrate anyone or fix or buy fights or opponents. Well, you did rehydrated him. You can't fix that. He was rehydrated, and you didn't give him enough time to recover from the first fight with Anthony Yarde, which was an 11-round fight, which definitely was not fixed or staged at all. You can definitely see a fight that now this fight right here, I don't think it was staged. Fixed, yeah. You know why? Because the reason why it was fixed, because they wanted Canelo Alvarez to win. That was fixed. He was the one definitely had a chance to win it. Kovalev didn't. So it says, let me read that again. First of all, I want to classify as a coach and manager of Saul Canelo Alvarez that we do not dehydrate anyone or fix or buy fights or opponents. I don't know about that. You never know what these trainers or managers or whatever promoters do with their fighter. You know, their investments, right? We have always adapted to the terms of the opponents, or even with Floyd Mayweather, we accept his agreement upon weight of 152 pounds. Reynoso told ESPN Deportes. It seems that there are dark intentions to discredit our fighter, and more than anything, trying to minimize his achievements. As true fans and as Mexicans, we should be proud that at this time the best fighter is Mexican. Well, that's your opinion, and the thing about it is he's saying what he needed to say at the same time to make this allegations or things stop, which is not going to stop until he stops fighting the better fighters in their prime. Don't put no rehydration clause up. Don't let them go through a rehydration clause or a gauntlet. You know what I'm saying? Don't put them through that. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to stop. He's going to have to talk about that. They should ask Canelo Alvarez instead of Eddie Reynoso, because we already know what he's going to say, Reynoso or whatever. We already know what he's going to say, right? At the same time, and then he says, as true fans as Mexicans, we should be proud that at this time the best fighter is Mexican. Well, that's subjective, and some people say that, you know, some people say the best fighter is Terence Crawford or Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? Some people saying that. And you know it's kind of funny? Terence Crawford resume is not like Canelo Alvarez, but at the same time, it's just because of his skill wise. He said he can switch to orthodox. He can switch to southpaw. He's got great upper body and lower body movement. You know what I'm saying? His IQ in the ring is good. You know what I'm saying? He's the one coming up on weight, and he became at I think 130, it was 140. He came undisputed at 140. He got a belt at 147. I think he got a belt at 130 if I'm not mistaken, right? He went up 3 weight classes and stuff like that. He's not putting no rehydration clause on a bigger fighter. He's not doing that. I know that the fighters that he fighting don't have big names, but that's not his fault. He is trying to get the bigger names to fight, like Danny Garcia and trying to fight Errol Spence Jr., Manny Pacquiao. I mean, Manny Pacquiao's past his prime and stuff like that, but the only reason why I'm gonna let that slide because he got a belt. You know what I'm saying? And he's in that division, and he gonna stay at the division. See, Canelo Alvarez not staying at his 175 division. He's gonna drop down to 168 division. See, at Rocky Fielding, I let that slide too because he came off the Danny Jacobs fight. I let that slide. Okay, you know, he's just trying to get his feet wet at 168. He might stay at 168. I mean, I mean, that's what you would do if you go to a weight division that you never fought before. You fight a fighter who's not elite, but I think that get you prepared for the elite fighters. Okay, that's what I thought he was going to do. Now he's going up to 175 to fight Sergey Kovalev. Now they say he's gonna stay at 175, but now he jumped down to 168 to fight Billy Joe Saunders. That's if he want Billy Joe Saunders to fight at 175 pounds, which I won't be surprised if he do that. Now he's gonna try to make Billy Joe. He might make Billy Joe Saunders fight at 175 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna put Billy Joe Saunders. He might put Billy Joe Saunders through something that he don't need to do. Because if you think you're the best fighter, man, don't do that. But he is an investment too on top of that, because people are looking at that Oscar De La Hoya, the person who owned the zones, whatever, the zone app or whatever, and his managers, whatever, they looking out for themselves, their best interest, not Canelo Alvarez's interest. But maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe they see something in Canelo Alvarez that Canelo Alvarez don't see. He might not be the best fighter in the world. That's why he's doing this stuff, putting people, fighting older fighters and putting people through the gauntlet. And you know the funny thing about this? He was doing that before he got on the zone. You know what I'm saying? He was doing that when he was with HBO and stuff like that. He was fighting older fighters when he fought Shane Mosley and Cotto. Amir Khan had a glass chin. They knew he was going. But in that fight, it's kind of funny. In that fight, Amir Khan was winning that fight until he got knocked, until he got punched, until he got touched on the chin. That was it. All she wrote. But everybody knew that. And did you know Amir Khan was coming up on weight to fight Canelo Alvarez? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's not his he got he got good names, but they wasn't who they were. So it's like a tactic to be slick and stuff like that, calling him the best, but he's not really the best. He's just an investment. He's just you know what I'm saying? You try to make something make him look like something, but really it's turning out to it's turning out bad for you, because people seeing what's really going on with him, was the reality. If Floyd Mayweather did this, I would say the same thing. It's just nowhere in the world that you're going to fight older fighters, put them through a rehydration clause, and then not let them, they're coming off a fight for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and you're not let their body prepare. I know Floyd Mayweather is a diva. He did do some things, as in, I want them to wear this certain glove and stuff like that. I mean, that ain't nothing. I mean, gloves are gloves. I know some people are comfortable in certain gloves, but still, at the same time, I don't think that's gonna really determine you winning the fight or losing the fight. It's off of skills. It's off of how much you want it. You know what I'm saying? And then when Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez, he was young, but he had over 40-some fights. So how young are you really when it comes to ring preparation? At the same time, I'm talking about as in the ring, he had over 40-some fights. But he didn't want to. He didn't want to fight Floyd Mayweather. He accepted the fight, and Floyd Mayweather knew that he could definitely win that fight easy. I'm not gonna say easy. He thought it was gonna be a tough fight, but it wasn't. He made it look so easy because Floyd Mayweather was a very skilled fighter. He went off his skills. He wasn't gonna come. Everybody knew he was. Some people said that he was gonna lose that fight, Floyd Mayweather. And now, when he won and dominated the fight, well, Canelo Alvarez was too young. Well, in age wise, but as in how many fights, he had over 40-some fights. So he wasn't really he wasn't in their prospect stage. I can see if he was in the prospect stage. If Canelo Alvarez was in the prospect stage, I could see that. But he wasn't. He was fighting over Mexico, and his career started in 90. I forgot what year when Canelo Alvarez's career started, but he matter of fact, let me look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now. Let me see. Hold on. Let me look it up when Canelo Alvarez fought. How many fights prior to when he fought Floyd Mayweather? Hold up for me. Let me see. Canelo Alvarez. Let me see. Because right now he has 50. He has over 50-some fights right now. When it's all said and done, he might have. Okay, Canelo Alvarez has total fights. He had 56 fights. Okay, now okay. When he fought Floyd Mayweather, how many fights did he have already? Because he was not in the prospect stage when he fought Floyd Mayweather. He had over. He had over 43 fights. That's what I thought. Josito Lopez. He fought Shane Mosley. Jose Suto Lopez. Austin Trout, and then he fought Floyd Mayweather. So how much experience was he? You know what it was? This is what it was. I'm gonna say this. He was not the fighter who he is now, because at the same time his fighting style, he had the come forward style like the most Mexicans have in Mexico, not the Mexican Americans, because some of them they switch up, right? Because they in America, right? Because you got white fighters, you got black fighters, so you're gonna come into different styles of fighting, even fighting Russian fighters or European fighters, whatever you want to, you know what I'm saying. But the Mexican fighters at the same time, he came in fighting with that style. That's what it was. It was his style of fighting. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't because he was green on he was somewhat of a prospect stage. He was green. No, it was because his style of fighting. He was trying to box. He was trying to outbox a boxer. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, everybody talking about he's getting the same hate because of what Floyd Mayweather was getting. No, Floyd Mayweather was getting hate because of you know what I'm saying, he was a black man that was winning fights and stuff like that, and he was the top pound number one at that time, and he was making a lot of money. And then he didn't do what people say. He did it his own way, which I love. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez is getting flack. He's getting feedback from negative feedback because of, you know what I'm saying, he's fighting fighters and putting them through gauntlet, and they older fighters on top of that. They're not the prime fighters, and there's prime fighters out there he can fight, but he's not fighting them. You know what I'm saying? And those are facts. So at the same time, man, it's what y'all want to believe, what y'all don't want to believe, but the facts is there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about, every time somebody say something that Canelo Alvarez is not fighting these fighters and stuff like that. He could fight these fighters. Or you hating on him because I'm supposed to give him credit because he fought Kovalev, 36 years old, and they give him enough time to his body to heal and put it through a rehydration clause gauntlet. Shane Mosley was old, which he didn't knock him out. Cotto was old. He didn't knock him out either. Amir Khan, he fought. He knocked him out. Rocky Fuller, he knocked him out. He was the weakest one at 168 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, everybody, his path has been calculated, and he really haven't really did anything in the sport really. If you think about it, Dave Jacobs and Austin Trout, and of course Triple G fight. But I'm talking about prior to those fights, he haven't really did nothing. But he do got Triple G on his belt, he did win that second rematch. He did beat Austin Trout, which I did because by knockdown. Dave Jacobs, he didn't win that fight, but some people say Dave Jacobs didn't give his all. But at the same time, that just might be excuses. I think he did give his all, or maybe he didn't. I don't know, but I did give him that fight, and I don't think he didn't put no Dave Jacobs to a rehab. I think did he put Dave Jacobs to a rehydration clause contract? If I'm not mistaken, it could be a possibility he did that too. I gotta look that up, but I don't know. But I give him that. But if he did, then come on now. They call it Canelo Alvarez the rehydration clause king of boxing. That's you know, it's the, and you don't, Canelo Alvarez don't give a, he don't care. He getting $35 million per fight. He don't care what nobody say about him. I heard that he knows how to speak English, but he don't speak English for some reason. I don't know why. He could be more popular than he is now, but well, he being popular for negative reasons, not good reasons. So at the same time, man, it's what it is. So leave a comment at the bottom of my page, subscribe to my page, like my page, hit the notification bell for new videos from me. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. All right, bye.